doing it. Got to get
It is
confirmation.
live with Green Man. Green Man. Green Man. Who is it?
Wake up.
It's Green Man. This is the show
Ooh,
with Green Man.
ooh. Okay, that was extensive. Hi everyone, welcome. We were here today with Alfie Green, the one and only man himself, coming to you live from the UK, different time zone entirely. What time is it there, Alfie?
It is about 20 past 10 in the morning.
Jeez, up nice and early, yeah.
Yeah, early for me anyway.
All right, Alfie Green, are you in lockdown?
Yep, London just got put down into tier 4 recently. So actually yesterday, it now means that we're not allowed to meet up with anyone outside of our household. I believe apart from one person for an hour of exercise, but they have to be in your bubble or some shit. It's all a bit mad. I literally went training the day after lockdown happened. Yesterday we went training and we were at Tower Bridge for about an hour, messing around in this spot that you don't usually get attention at. And police come straight over to us with face masks on there, and they were literally about. It looked like they were just going to stop us and try and just cause shit. And then some other geezer on his moped ended up spitting on some like bloke's face in road rage, and
What?
And we got away with it.
London! Only in London, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh, someone spat on someone's face. Yeah, proper. Love it.
What got us out of it?
Yeah. Some grasser. Well, that's the thing. I asked Noah or Jarran like what their lockdown was like because they're like, oh, we're going into lockdown, and then there was like heaps of them training together. But apparently, if you're under 18 in Holland, you can go out in groups of 4, but that's it. How is that? What? How does that work?
You know what?
They're random.
Obviously, I think there's a lot of people who have different perspectives on everything to do with the whole lockdown, COVID-19. But I think that the governments that are in control at the moment don't really have much of an idea themselves. So all of this sort of like these safety precautions and measures that everyone's taking are cautionary, but at the same time, kind of a bit backhanded. Like it kind of doing as much worse as it is good, if that makes sense.
It doesn't seem like it's the best response all around, but it's I mean, yeah. The one thing that I think is funny is people like the government's doing it maliciously, like to control you. I'm like, man, that like, what every government's tyrannical now, and like,
yeah,
and they've all conspired together.
I have no doubt. Right, I have no doubt that there's just not been enough thought and planning. But yeah, I don't think it's like any higher power conspiracy bullshit.
Yeah. I really think we weren't prepared as like a planet. We haven't like faced something like that. We're just like doing. Everyone's just going just like clutching at straws to get shit done. Yeah, of course, there's going to be horrific backlash, but you know, we just keep on keeping on. Sydney just went into like our borders closed again, and then like a section of Sydney has been gone into lockdown. So they just like asked to stay indoors and not travel without their bubble and stuff like that. But bear with because it's only like 10 kilometers from me.
Yeah. Still, it's at least like it's like they're taking some sort of precautions. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd be a little bit more concerned if I was in an area where the government wasn't really saying anything about it, or like was kind of just waiting for people to make up their own minds. You know?
Yeah. Well, I feel like we elected government to kind of be in charge. So I mean, they should be trying to run shit.
Yeah, but I don't think Australia really got out of the whole corona thing through good planning and strategy. They got out of it from dumb luck.
Yeah, and also population density, right? We just don't have like it's really easy to keep your space from people here, especially where I am.
You wait until December 26th, Boxing Day sales.
Outbreak.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did anybody else's Christmas plans get canned because of COVID? Because like our areas and stuff are too hot spot for us to like travel through to go to other Saturdays, and then my family's in that North Shore area that's locked down.
Yeah, I don't think, to be fair, Christmas for me over here is usually just spend Christmas Day with my family, and then it depends on who's out. But sometimes even some of like us and the boys might go and meet up just for a couple like drinks or whatever after.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think that happens.
Yeah, just the family stuff. But see, I don't live with my family. I live with my partner, so it'd just be us. And I think I'm fortunate enough that Mark's lives close by, so it'd probably be just like our little circle of people.
Are you gonna have a roast?
We talked about that today. What do you guys think we should have? What roast do you think is an appropriate roast?
A roast is not Australian. You gotta have prawns.
Oh yeah, get some prawns, get some seafood.
You gotta have a cold Australian lunch. That's the Australian
that's
way.
Awful.
Have some shrimp.
The standard starter for like a Christmas dinner, I'm pretty sure, is like a prawn cocktail. You know that, like in the UK.
Yeah, no, we just eat a bowl of prawns. Just have a bowl of prawns, chill them.
Have
yourself.
Barbecue.
Have barbie, yeah.
Depends on what tier of like economic class you're in. It just depends on the level of food you get. Some of us we just get a bag of chips and like some lollies, and we're like, fuck it hell, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I think a ham would be appropriate.
A ham. A glazed ham.
I'm not big on ham. I couldn't finish a ham.
I'm a turkey fan.
Oh, turkey sounds good.
Turkey's dry as really dry.
Yeah, but if you have it with lots of sauce.
Like, oh, you get cranberry sauce.
They're these turkeys that are made, and I don't know what it is, but they basically wrap the bastard up in bacon first, and then when you cook it, it's like all the fat from the bacon soaks into the bitch. But honestly, it's like the best. Oh man, I can't even explain. I'm gonna tell Mum. I'm gonna text her right now and tell her to make sure she gets that turkey.
Just to be sure, you've been reminded here first. So if anybody else knows what Alfie's talking about, get that turkey.
Get a turkey wrapped in bacon. It's a thing.
It's the most succulent Christmas bird you'll ever devour. I promise.
Yeah,
that's so pretty my cousins are like, and my uncle and auntie, where we usually have the dinner, like vegetarian, and they always serve like this like fancier salads and like little accoutrement, which I don't eat really. Like it's all like, you know, pumpkin seed, this, that, the other, something or other, and like fish that you have to debone while you're eating it. Oh man, that's not something dumb about, man. You put it in your mouth and there's bones in it. And then, yeah, so I just go to McDonald's every time after like that Christmas lunch. I'm just like go straight past Macca's on the way home, starving.
There's some countries, I don't know if they do it over in Australia, but there's some countries that restaurants like McDonald's and stuff stay open. They do like Christmas themed shit. Yeah, do they do that there?
They don't do Christmas themed shit, but they stay open.
They stay open, and you can get a McOz. Is that still a burger?
I don't know if they have the McOz at the moment. They rotate stuff. So the McFeast is the burger that I go with, and they have that currently. It's pretty banging.
What's the McOz? I've never heard of
It's
that.
got some beetroot and an egg on it. Wait, does it have an egg on it?
No, I think it.
No, it's just beetroot.
It's beetroot and pineapple. Is it beetroot and pineapple? No.
Oh, is there pineapple on it?
That is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, an Australian burger though has beetroot. Like if you get a burger with the burger from the lot from your corner store, it's got a fried egg on it. It's got some beetroot.
Yeah.
What else has it got?
Lettuce, tomato, cheese.
Yeah.
Does it have onion? Yeah, usually onion, like fried onion as well.
Okay, yeah.
It's like just like basically anything that you can kind of put palatable with a burger. Like, yeah, just fucking whack that on there, mate.
Oh, when you guys are back in UK, if you ever do come back at some
Bro, I haven't been in the UK in a whole year now. A whole fucking year.
The UK is not even going to be the UK by the time we get back there.
What's it going to be? The SK split kingdom? Like,
Yeah, it's going to be.
We're no longer united.
It's going to be the ununited kingdom.
I just don't see that happening, Jay.
Yeah, Scotland's going to secede from the United Kingdom. Go and team up with Holland.
Build a wall. So how's generally training been for you? With like lockdown and then out of lockdown and then summer and then into winter, all that shit.
I think probably like a good chance to say it now, to be honest. Like, you know, with obviously you guys know I was working for Oxygen and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything with Oxygen just started to get a bit overwhelming, a little bit stressful, and it sounds stupid, but when you're doing sort of managerial roles in that sort of position, one thing that I used to think that I enjoyed, and it kind of transitioned without me realizing, was customer interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like one of those things that really kind of over time, it doesn't matter like what area of leisure you're working in. If you're dealing with customers, you're gonna be dealing with arseholes 99% of the time.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
facts.
Yeah.
Like, you have that one out of every 100 people that make like really change your mind about humanity a little bit, where you're like, oh, okay, maybe they're not all arseholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The ratio in a trampoline park is going to be pretty high as well. From my experience, anyway, a lot of people who are quite ignorant.
Yeah.
As the
It's just like
patrons.
a entitlement, and it, because I think where trampoline parks are all quite expensive, especially for anyone that's like working class. Like, if you go there, it's almost like, oh, we're paid this much, we're entitled to this. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
That's not how it works, love. Like,
No,
like,
it's a very common thing. You see, I mean, I worked in retail for like 2 weeks, and that was one of the biggest things. Was just like, one, the people coming in out of the store were just, you know, a different class of people to when I was working in the gym. The way they saw, you know, the situation was so different, and also just the people that were working involved in that industry and could put up with that shit weren't also the nicest people.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it just started to mess me up a little bit, man. I started to kind of I didn't really have focus on what I wanted to do after Oxygen. My main focus was just getting by day to day. Like, I was kind of sitting there and like thinking, oh well, as long as I make sure this work's done for today, I can worry about all the other shit that's been forgotten about or been chucked onto me tomorrow. And then I was stuck in this sort of like cycle of just worrying about the next day, and not really living, if that makes sense. Sounds a bit stupid,
Totally.
but
No.
No,
If
that
you
makes
spend
sense.
all of your time in worry, then it's really hard to be present and living in the moment and doing the next shit. You know what I mean? It's hard to push through that kind of stuff.
But then yeah, like, training took a backseat because of it. I didn't want it to, but it took a backseat. That, along with because of everything at work and shit, I was having some problems with my mental health. But
Mm-hmm.
I actually left voluntarily, and it was probably one of the best fucking things I've ever done. I'm not gonna lie, it's changed my perspective of what I want to do. And as soon as I left, I just felt so clear, and so, I wouldn't say sure of what I want to do next, but I had instantly a good idea. You know, like, I knew exactly what was going to make me happy, and it was, again, every time I kind of come into like this sort of situation. I've had similar situations like this in my life before, and whenever I get into this position, like, I always find that without fail, even if I don't think about doing it, even if I'm still stressed out, my body will just take me training. You know, like, my body will just go, right, you've not been training in 2 weeks, you just need to get up and go out.
Jesus, if I went for training without 2 weeks, I think I would go insane. Like, I did 2.5 days off, really, and I was like, I've got to go jump. Like, this morning, I went out just to shoot like some shit for the giveaways that I'm doing, and like, I did like 2 flips, and I'm like, baby, I gotta go. We just got call box. So, like, before the rain comes, let's go train. And it like started raining as we met up for training, but we just jumped for like another hour anyway. Just like, fuck it, just commit.
Yeah. I want to try and get to the point where I can. At the moment, I'm training twice a week, and it's going well, because every now and again as well, if I have another spare day off, I'll go and chuck a third day in chainsaw or whatever. The guys at UK Gen as well have been amazing, hosting us throughout this period, like, helping us out.
That's really nice. Yeah.
It's been really good, man. Honestly, for me, I haven't felt this passionate about training for a long time. I think after finding my style a little bit, like, a couple years back, like, I just needed the time to be able to focus on it. Do you know what I mean? And now I've got that. I've got like at least 2 days a week now, every week, where I can go out and I'm not exhausted to train. I'm just ready, you know, like, and it's been good, man. It's been really nice.
2 to 3 days a week seems like a very good, like, dialed in system of training. Like, even people who are going full out, like hard out, we're talking to Ed, he trains like 3 to 4 times a week, like, not overloading your body. Like, I just have a problem where I'm just like, You know, if I could inject parkour, I would. Yeah, somehow, you know, if it was like an edible substance, I could just eat parkour, I would, man. But like, yeah, so I just have to do it. But yeah, I think that's really healthy, and it's good because it also gives your mind time to kind of think about stuff and refresh on each training session. Whereas sort of like sometimes you go out heaps and you get that kind of creative stagnation because you're just like, did so much shit yesterday. What the fuck can I do today? Like, you just run out of steam. So yeah, I think it's good, man. It's good to hear.
How about you guys anyway? I've obviously seen you guys doing the podcast, and I've seen like Dom. I know you've been out training. I know Jarran hasn't been jumping around so much.
Yes,
We'd
I
like to
have
see
not.
that. I know everyone would. But I do know you're also keeping active. Are you still doing your See, I always get mixed up with like Taekwondo, Ninjutsu, BJJ, all of that stuff because I don't know.
So you would just call it all martial arts, I guess?
Yeah, no, just like grappling sort of martial arts. I find it difficult to differentiate between.
You do BJJ, right,
No.
guys?
Yeah.
No?
But no. I don't know why, and like I don't want to speak bad about them, but there was something about the culture of the place that I went here. I'm just not on it. Like
That's interesting. That's the first I've ever heard of like kind of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu not fitting what someone's vibe was. A lot of the guys who get in and they get hooked. But obviously I don't talk to anyone who hasn't done it. I'm only talking to people who have done it. It's
yeah. Well, London was amazing though. Like London, and also London had 4 times the amount of people in the actual gym. It had like 500 members, so there wasn't like time for individualness, and still there was like a closer knit community, which was it just blows my mind how that happens. I think it was more that because they had more members, they could have more classes, so the classes were still smaller, where this was like, it was still the trainer's like second job, and so he would turn up late, coming straight in from his last job, to like a class of 45, 50 people. Like, just too many people. You don't remember anyone that you did the week before. And it's like, you know what? There's only so many hours in the day. I'm just going to go lift heavy things.
Solution.
So after the Ed Scott thing, I'm like, man, I want to do deadlifts again. And just...
What did you do? Just order a barbell? Jarran just orders a bunch of weights delivered to his house.
No, I don't have
squat rack.
Don't have enough space, but I do have 2 gym memberships at the moment now.
2?
Well, you know how you don't fuck with the cold? I do fuck with the cold. And so there was this gym that I found. It has a 2-degree pool, and like it is uncomfortable. Like,
yeah, to say the very least. Jesus Christ! I think if I had a 2-degree anything, I'd come out like pruny. I just wouldn't work anymore. My stuff would just freeze.
Oh yeah, your shit freezes, and you walk around like this for a little bit. So I've spent half an hour in there. I tried seeing how I could push it. It was like there with like my arms out, stayed in half an hour. That was cool. I could push it to like 45 if I wanted. But now I've changed the game. Go like this, you go down to your neck height. I can't even break 2.5 minutes. It's
Is it your breathing?
No, the nerve endings in your hands. They like tell your body that shit is not right. And like get out of the cold water.
So you go like this and leave them out normally, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you go like nipple height and you're just like chilling like you would in a spa.
Ah, okay.
But as soon as you go down, you start getting brain freeze because the blood starts getting cooled before it gets into your head.
Well, when you get frostbite, the first things to go are your like extremities. You know what I mean? Like your fingers and toes are the first things that go.
But think about how sensitive also your hands are. That means that there's way more nerve endings. That means they feel the cold a hell of a lot.
Yeah, maybe. I think I've beaten all the nerve endings out of my hands with multiple bad landings. Just like one time I did it and it just like it was like a cow's udder, bro. I think I got more receptors in my nipple. I'd be more worried about that nipple height. Yeah, man. Well, I definitely don't mess with the cold because I'm just not about that life. That's not. But yeah, for me, I was just gonna say I've just been working really hard on putting together this Patreon and this merchandise. So got the samples paid for and being put together, and then yeah, I can shoot some stuff with it, promo it, and do some pre-sales.
That sounds fucking lit.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of like, I don't like necessarily overly hot weather, but I don't like overly cold either. There's always a fine in between, especially for training. Like I always feel like I'd say it's always better for it to be a bit chillier when you go out training. Like I'd say between sort of like 12 and 16 degrees, because then by the time you've warmed up and taken your jumper off, it's perfect training weather the whole time until you cool down. You know what I mean? Like you don't ever get too hot.
Yeah, I disagree, but I think that's because I'm like not a fan. I don't train traditionally. I don't like go to the session, warm up, and then start. Like I'm more like I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to do that, and then I'll just do like enough stuff to do that. Like if I want to do a running pre.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this 3-story front flip. Yeah, let me warm up 1 story, boom, 2 stories.
Dude, the double front that I did with the stall, I literally did a front flip off like maybe 2 meters smaller, so like a 4-meter front flip, 4 or 5 meter, and then I just went straight to like the 6-meter wall and did a front flip off that. And then I'm like, cool, we're good to go, and then just did the double. Like that's how you warm up. But that's why I like the heat, is because like I honestly feel like in the cold, anything under like 20 for me, my joints and stuff are a little bit stiffer and they take a little bit more like just work to get warm. Whereas when you're 20 plus, your blood's almost running hot, and so like then your blood's flowing, like you're almost always warm. You just have to do a few limbering up things.
I don't know how everyone else feels about this, but like even at concrete spots, when I go to train at parkour spots, you'll always see me warm up with a few flips, because I feel like any flip that you do always activates a lot of muscles in your body. Like, and I don't know why, but when I feel like I've done a couple flips, even a couple backs or a couple sides, I always feel like just not instantly warm, but you feel in a way more mobile state than you was prior to. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Sometimes it takes me a lot to like force myself to do that flip. Like I'll just be like ambling around for a while, like doing some bolts. So okay, do the flip, just do a side, do a front, and you'll know like it's that explosive, because it is really that fast twitch explosion and the core snap that you do with other movements that are like, most of the stuff we do is power and plyometric based. If you're really good, you can do it on momentum transfer, like without really exploding, but that's far and few between. Yeah, I was gonna say what do you get like any kind of chronic muscle pains or like anything that flares up from your training?
Me and you used to speak about this a lot. Do you remember you actually helped me by showing me a few back stretches, like lower back stretches? I've always like a misaligned sort of pelvis, so it's like my right side is a little bit more intrusive than my left. So like my right hip comes out forwards when I stand normally, and my body like compensates on my right side for it. But it's something that since basically I actually got some gear off of My Body Bulk, awesome guys, and they gave me like a vibrating foam roller, and that's helped a lot. To be fair, it actually does amazing wonders before and after training. If I'm feeling a bit tight, just have a little roll around on that for a bit. But then also the stretches were what changed everything, man.
Stretching's so important, bro.
With the leg over, and it's pull your knee over to your other shoulder. That every time I do that before training, I get a massive like 4 burst crack up my back where it goes like that. Afterwards,
That's sick. Yeah, see, people, stretching is the way. I preach stretching, and it's helpful. If you want to like train for a long time and you want to make sure that your shit's good, you need to stretch. Like, yeah, if I forget to stretch, I get fucked. I'm totally like, I'll be like so wrecked. I'm like, because I didn't stretch. Like, and sometimes it's just like one part of my body too. Like, I forgot to stretch the front of my legs. I did like all my hamstring stretches, all my butt stretch and everything, and just didn't do my quads. And then I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so loaded when I stand. I'm like, ugh. But yeah, it's really important. Just quickly, I want to put to our audience, of course, ask questions for the next like 10, 15, and then we'll get back to you with those questions. If you've got like questions for Alfie about London parkour, about Jarran Zen's haircut, about headphones, whatever you want, just hit us up. I mean, I talked about the giveaway last week, didn't I?
Yeah, but then you didn't today. So, all right. So you were just going into that. You had 12 pairs of motors cargo.
No,
pants.
11.
11.
Yeah.
What was the 12th thing then? It's 12 days of Christmas. So what?
Yeah, we started with a laptop case from Subtech.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. And then we did 11 cargo pants from Modus, 10 towels from Lazy Wombat, 9 strike movement shirts, 8 something. Jesus. What was it? Oh, 8 hammocks from Etrafort. 7.
Etrafort does hammocks?
Yeah, bro. You weren't on it. You see, obviously you're not paying attention, Jarran. You could have won a hammock.
Dude.
Despicable.
I never pay
Despicable.
attention to this stuff.
And then day 7 was a Mulga coloring book and water bottle. It's like a full artistic coloring book, not just like a workaday color book. And then, funnily enough, yesterday, which was day 6, was a team frame bum bag and beanie, but I accidentally gave 7 people a team frame bum bag and beanie because I'm an idiot.
Wait, is that good or bad?
It's bad. I don't even have the extra one. I'm just going to buy one for someone and give it to them.
Wow.
Because what am I going to message someone like, oh, you actually didn't win the giveaway, and then they're going to be like, Dom Tomato's messaging everybody saying he didn't give the giveaway, and you just cop it because I made the mistake. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I did it wrong. But the giveaway that is currently running is the +2 clothing mystery pack. So it could just be my chest hair, or it could be like clothing from +2, which is mystery.
I know that there's definitely a few fuckboys out there that want a bit of Dom Tomato chest hair, definitely.
Sell it on eBay, mate. That's what the Patreon's for, really, is just to fish through, find those guys who are willing to pay for a bit of chest hair. Yeah, man. It's like, yo, that's how we got chest hair tier. Yeah, it's just like $1,000 a month, and I'll just trim my chest hair for you and send it.
You get your own personalized chest hair badge and everything. The little nipple badge.
If you pay extra, I'll shave your name in my chest hair and send you the chest hair. I'm sure there's a market for it, mate. This day and age, 2020.
It's market for
Just gotta
everything.
advertise it right.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, eh?
Yeah. One man's chest hair is another man's fake beard, you know?
You guys have watched that Jackass? I can't remember what one it was. There was like an episode of Jackass where they literally done that.
Yeah. They put. Yeah, that's right. Oh shit! I think when they made a fake beard and then they put like glued his pubes to his face, they threw up so much in that shit.
Yeah. So good though, man. That was like proper nostalgic. Apparently they're making a new one. Did you hear about this?
Oh yeah, they're doing like a comeback, but like, oh man, I feel like they wouldn't be able to recover the same these days. They're just crazy guys, though. It's a mindset thing, I reckon.
You know what though? Steve-O is a bit of an odd one because he still does fucked up shit today, and he's still fine. You know, like this guy is still a mad one that still does fire-breathing Websters to his back from like tables that are like 4 foot high. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I think that's something about like the durability of consistency of what you're doing. Like if you're doing something all the time, and like really with the stuff that where it's like becoming sick or like getting like physically sick from it, he's building his immunity a lot of the time, and also his body becomes used to purging his system. So anything that does go in just comes out. You know what I mean? They're just like, fuck that. So I feel like maybe he's just sounds stupid, but he's just practiced like that shit for so long that his body is used to it. It's just adapted to what it needs to do.
I think Steve-O must have been like the first proper practitioner of Ukemi, right?
Definitely. Unofficially,
Wait, what's Ukemi?
Ukemi's like the parkour. Is it a parkour term for like catching yourself while falling, like being able to react?
I think there's some influence behind it, but I know there was. I think it's been brought about by parkour heads. It's like the art of falling. So it's basically its own thing, and I agree with this. I agree that Ukemi is like it's a separate sort of thing where, as humans, we learn to fail safer. That's it. It's just like after, like Dom just said, after a repetition of doing something over and over again, your body does get used to it, and you learn how to make it easier on certain parts, how to spread your weight better and stuff. If you are falling like head first, how to twist out of positions that are possibly like really dangerous and shit like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even looking, so I just finished making like my fail compilation from, well, I almost finished making my fail compilation from this year. And like a lot of the fails are just less impactful because I just, like, I'll be in a bad situation. I'll just come out a lot better now. My awareness for falling is really high. So I think there is like a truism to it, but it's not something like I actively practice. I see some people going out there and actively practicing. I think at a lower level, if you're just starting, maybe, you know what I mean, first couple of years of practicing and you haven't fallen much, maybe so your body gets used to hitting the ground, like do a few bounces to your ass and like drop stunt falls and stuff like that to learn like you said, weight distribution. But it's not something I want to practice, man. I don't practice to fail. And I don't intend to fail. Like I don't think I've done like I've done a few intentional fails over my time, but like really close to zip.
One that I always see is like a lost sort of. It's almost like a lost move. Is the splat. So just the splat. Like if you know that you can't get a running cat, but you're not sure how far off you are. There's an easy technique that you basically running pre to the wall, tap your feet off, and you take out all the impact.
I do that as a move. I do that as a move all the time.
Yeah.
Like I call it a splat. Well, like the move a splat, but I'll hit a gap, and I'm like I can't reach the top. But if I hit that wall, then it'll stop all of my force, and I'll just drop down.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I meant. Like but I think that people just think of it in different ways now. Like now, whereas we used to see that as like it is a move, and we used to see it like more of a thing where it would be a prep for a running cat or prep for a bigger running pre that was like up or something. Yeah. Boys, I'm flying for a slash. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, right? No worries. I'll keep Jarran entertained.
I don't even like you, so how are you gonna keep me entertained, huh?
With my nipple show ready. Oh,
yes.
Oh, should I reveal what's coming for the giveaway days? I can reveal tomorrow's.
All right.
Tomorrow's is good. So basically, it's a Gandhi's London is the brand, and it's a backpack. So it's actually like a super comfortable, durable backpack. I can like do jumps in it and stuff. And like
can you roll in it?
I believe it's water resistant. It's definitely water resistant. I believe it might be waterproof. I roll in it, yeah. Like I fully did like a drop for the video and stuff with it on. Did a roll and it was super comfortable, super fine.
Wow.
And it's kind of fancy looking. It's got buckles and leather and
things, and so, you can roll in it.
Yep. So you guys be prepared for that. If you like cool backpacks or you're interested at all in bags, this is a good one. So yeah.
Wow.
Get on
really
that.
Cool.
What are you doing for Christmas Day?
Hanging out with my girlfriend. That's about it. And now let's look at my camera. Yay!
Oh, a new camera?
Yeah.
Dude, that's some like high level, next level. Whoa.
This is literally the most expensive webcam ever.
Is that what it is?
No.
I thought it was like a. Oh, okay.
No,
You're gonna use it for cinematography.
Yeah, so it's like an entry-level cinema camera. It's called the Blackmagic something 4K.
I didn't recognize it by its thing, but yeah, I know what the Blackmagic brand is.
Yeah,
it's pretty gnarly.
So
can you get me one for Christmas? Thanks, man.
No, I can't. Sorry.
If anyone wants to get me a digital camera for Christmas, just at me. Yeah, I'll totally accept like any sort of digital camera. I just want to shoot some stuff that's not GoPro and not phone. So
all right. Question: what the hell happened to your M50? or whatever that. Oh, what
That
was
little
it?
digital one.
Yeah.
It just I left the charger at For the Love of Movement, and then I got like another charger, but it didn't. It stopped working.
And so you just threw it away.
No, it's sitting in a bag over there.
All right.
I've got a 7D that also I think shat itself. But I want new shit. I don't want my old shit. Or better yet, if you've got like a VHS old school handy cam,
Oh no.
I'll shoot shit on that. Because then I'll like basically everyone will be like, oh, he's so artistic, but like really just not not good at shooting, so I just use it and it'll look like I'm being artsy.
Here is the reason why you won't. Because you are already super like lazy when it comes to anything other than jumping. And you know how you get the old school handycam footage in like digital?
I asked Michael Kadori to do it for me every time.
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah, that's right.
But do you know what the process is?
No, not at all.
You take the AV outs, then you have to like have a digital converter into your computer, and then you play. You literally play the video and record it onto your computer.
Nah, man, that sounds a bit extreme. Did you guys see the new video from Marcio and Matt McCreary made by Fraz the Wizard?
No, can I play it?
Play it, because even you don't even. Well, it's better with the audio, of course, but I don't think it needs the audio to get across the message because it's a visual thing. It's like an insane. So he's like gone even further down his artistic concept of like colors and sketching and pictures incorporated, and then like really just pushed it to its almost extreme, but it's a great video. Like my personal flavor, I do lose a bit of the movements here and there, but
It's not about the movement.
It's about the whole artistic piece, and as an artistic piece I can watch it like 25,000 times.
That guy just turned into a fish. Well,
yeah,
fishes.
Yeah. So if you don't know Matt McCreary, is he originally from Ireland, I think? And he travels around Europe working on farms, and he's kind of like one of these, those really parkour recluse guys. Like he's not, I think he didn't have Instagram when I first met him. Yeah. He's been around for ages, and he's just like super, super creative in his movement style. Like really ingenuitive, and like can do some amazing stuff with trees. And then you've got Marcio, who's almost like a retrospectively opposite, in a way.
Yeah, no, I get you.
He's just like massive straight line style of parkour.
I follow Marcio actually on Instagram. I think I follow Matt as well. But Marcio, I've followed for a while. I do love Marcio's movement, man.
Yeah, he's one of the most proficient, I would say, tracers for like style-wise out there. He's just
one of the most aesthetic, man. Like everything he does is just like it's nice. It's just so nice.
And it's very safe, nice. You know what I mean? Not like nice, like necessarily like Remy Garrard. Yeah. But when you watch Marcio, it's like satisfying. Yeah. But yeah, so this like whole, I really wonder what the creative process is. I might even get Fraz on 265 subscribers. Hey, people, go and subscribe to Fraz the Wizard. Seriously.
Subscribe.
He doesn't have regular projects, but he wants to create more. Like he's one of the only people I know pushing like this artistic style of creating parkour video, like really going down to like the art style and art side of things. And this is just his personal twist on it. I'd love to see more people diversifying the way they make videos, but go and subscribe definitely to him, because he's made so many good parkour videos that you might not have seen. And I think he's going to be working on more projects with athletes over the future that'll be just as cool and interesting. And
I think he lives in my city.
Yeah, I don't know if he's there currently.
Yeah.
But he is from Adelaide originally, I believe.
Okay.
He's got great big old Gandalf beard.
He sure does. That's why he's a wizard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you want to fish some questions from the Odeans?
All right. One, you gotta shout out Valentine FS, cause it's its birthday.
Happy birthday, Valentine FS.
Yay!
Come on,
Shout-
Alfie. Get in the
shout-
spirit.
Okay,
Come on and
so-
yay!
Happy birthday, Valentine FS, is it? FS?
You're the
From
best.
fucking Alfie Green!
You're the best. Yay! All
Holy
right.
shit! Turn up. Bro, his birthday's gonna be massive now.
Nothing. Dom should get a tattoo of the word parkour. Question mark. I'd read statements as questions if they have a question mark behind them.
This is, I mean, yeah, probably. But where would I get it? Because you got to get it somewhere where it's ironic. You can't get it somewhere like, oh, I have it on my leg because, like, when I move with parkour, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, all of my tattoos are shit. I'm thinking about
you need to get it near
backflip on my knuckles.
You need to get it on your heart because parkour is so close to your heart and your only love. Get it in a fucking love heart.
Oh my god! I think what if I got like a parkour and like you know like the little scripture thing in front of it?
Yeah.
over
Like
the
instead
heart?
of mum, get
Yeah.
parkour.
Oh, that's actually pretty tempting, you know.
Not only get that, but then underneath in little writing say and free running. Yeah.
No, one thing I should get one thing to say 3 run for life. That would be the.
Good.
Oh.
Just-
PKFR for life with a Y. Life has to be LYF.
What's the odds you get a UF tat on your chest?
1 in 40. All right, you ready?
all right. I'll match it. You can pick a worse tattoo. I'll match it. You can pick a worse.
Yeah. Okay, you have to get. What's worse than a UF symbol?
I don't know. Everything it represents.
I think I'll just say it to you. You have to be on your chest, but you just have to get a UF tattoo back. All right. For me. 3, 2, 1, 2. Hey. All right, for you. 3, 2, 1, 7. Hey. Right, sorry to hear no one's getting UF tattoos. Oh my god, that'd be great. See, that would be a way I would get a tattoo for sure. Losing odds on a podcast, I feel like that's, appropriate level.
Yeah, you would have to.
Mm.
You would never live it down.
No, yeah. I don't know if I want to get a parkour tattoo because like it cheapens. I like parkour so much, and all my tattoos are jokes. They're not all of them, but you know what I mean. If I get a gimmickry parkour tattoo, well, then people will be like,
Yeah. I said this to the boys. I'll definitely I know that the boys in my group feel a bit funny about this, but with the Run London, I said that because of the design and because it's so heavily representative of us in general, like it sounds stupid, but I've always considered getting like the Run London logo tattooed on me. Like, and that sounds stupid, but it's always meant a little bit more than just like a brand or like a thingy. It's always been more of like a lifestyle for us. Like, do you know what I mean? So
true
that's
say.
Tempting, but
oh yeah. See, now that makes me think about the old 42 logo, and because like 42's got that correlation with all that other shit. But yeah.
But what about the Farang Square?
Nah, a couple other people have it. You know what I mean? Like Sean's got it, Tristan's got it, a few younger guys have it. I like the younger guys that have it, where they're like, Farang like got me into parkour and freerunning or whatever, like change whatever. So they like got the tattoo. I'm like, that's pretty sick.
that is sick.
Yeah. I'll get a small one. I reckon I might get a small one somewhere actually. I'll try and bust Jason into doing it next time I'm with him.
Why
know
don't
what I
you
mean?
just get it on your bottom lip again?
No, I'm gonna get a Redbull teardrop tattoo, and that way I just like always am branded. It's perfect. La la.
Oh, you're not.
Nah, I can't commit to a face tattoo. I'm not that ballsy, bro.
Oh.
I wish I was that. I wish I had that confidence. You know what I mean? Just didn't care for the rest of my life and just teardrop it up.
Me, who was I talking to this about the other day? Oh, fuck. I'm really bad at the moment. But yeah, I was talking to someone the other day about tattoos, and I said about, Joseph Mark's done the blueprints of Vauxhall Maze.
Mm.
imagine if someone managed to like do the blueprints of all of the well-known London spots or like all the well-known spots in the area from a bird's eye view, and they were like formed into a sleep. Because I reckon just an abstract lines design could work, but then it means a little bit more to the person. Maybe if it was like demolished spots or whatever. You know what I mean? But, yeah.
Or just your favorite ones that your top 3 or whatever, and you get the blueprints, you put it all together.
Yeah.
Still personal.
T-shirts.
Yeah, but tattoos that commitment, man.
Yeah.
What about next questions, Jarran's?
What about the next questions? Okay. Have to put this in a UK accent. Alfie, you in Egypt? Is that a pyramid outside?
Yeah. I'm in Cairo.
It's a bit mad.
Very warm out here. It's really hot. That's why you see me wearing 3 layers.
Is you hanging out with Tidorenko? Yeah, he's in Egypt, right?
Yeah. I didn't want to tell you this, Dom, but coming for your Red Bull job, man. I'm out here.
Mate.
With so,
The Red Bull Australia is out there in Cairo as well.
They told me not to say anything, but
I knew it.
No, I'm here in London, man. It's fucking grey and shitty, and yeah.
That's London in a teacup.
London.
Is it getting cold? Oh, it's December. Should be pretty cold by now.
It's not nice. It's a weird. It's just raining all the time at the moment, man. Like, and it seems to be hitting us hard on the weekends. So we find it difficult to train, but still doing things.
Yeah, bro, it's been raining here for like 5 days pretty chronically and just been like sticky humid the rest of it.
Like, I swear when you get rain as well, it's bad. It's like it's rain.
Yeah, it's thick and constant, not drizzle. We got like it'll start drizzling and then it'll just be like, nah, fuck it.
We get these like little bastard flashes of rain, and bear with me 1 sec. I've got a phone call from work. You're
good. You do that, and we'll get to some questions.
But all
wait. Before we do.
What?
How is the weather where you are, Jarran?
It was raining all day today.
Oh.
Like I was gonna go ride a bike to get my camera, and instead I got an Uber. It was Uber good.
It was Uber good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it raining, mostly because I'm not outside jumping on things.
Yeah, true. I mean, it really only affects training for me. Like, I don't mind being out and doing nothing in the weather, but then I'm out and I'm like, I want to jump on stuff.
Well,
sometimes if I go out with some certain friends, I just slide around and do stupid shit. But like most of the time, I'm not.
Yeah, but how long can you do that until it's not fun anymore? Like one training session. You're not gonna go, oh, you know that sliding thing? I want to do that again today. And again.
Yeah, not regularly. But we got a few undercover spots around and car park spots. But I'm like the same about that. I think I just need to like suck it up a little bit, stop being a princess, and just like go jump at the undercover spots a bit more. They're just so sticky and humid, bro. You get so sweaty and dusty.
Yeah. And you get that oily grime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, Saturday was showing me today that Sydney, and it's because of the La Nina year, that you got like 26 days out of January where it's raining.
Yeah, we're probably just, if the borders open up, coming to you.
Yep. Dom and Saturday in Adelaide. Yeah.
Adelaide.
This is fun time.
Well, Brian Luna, if you're out there, I still do want to come to Adelaide and train with you, buddy. But just Brandon Luna, sorry, not Brian. Brandon Luna. Yeah, do want to still meet up and train, mate. So it'll happen. I just we're probably gonna do it in January. Just commit. Don't really have anything on here during that time. I got to be in Newcastle at one point, and then after that. Yep.
Oh yeah. Before. Newcastle.
It's better than the old one, that's for sure.
I don't know. The old ones have more sandstone.
Yeah, some of the places I'm hopefully going for Red Bull projects next year will be like massively old sandstone military castles and stuff like that. Just have that location to like run rampant on.
Yeah.
It's all right, Alfie. No worries, mate. Responsibilities.
Alfie Green and the Bucket Man, and
That was the call. I actually really could not turn that at all.
obviously.
Reality, people.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna put two questions together because they both mean the same thing anyway. So Piranha Samantha and Master Marks. One asks, "At what age did you start parkour?" But Master Marks is saying, wait, what is he saying? How long has Alfie been training? So bam.
Yeah, have you got 10 years under your belt yet?
Yes, I believe it's this year now. Me and Jaden both started around the same time. It was like Jay could do a wall flip, but he didn't really know what free running was. Like I think he just kind of knew what like flipping off walls was. And me and Jay met each other, started banging so many YouTube videos back in 2010.
Jeez.
January 2010. So
yeah,
like,
Marx calls it tenure, where you just like once you've been training for like 10 years, and then you just like you've just got parkour tenure. You got all the experience you need to kind of like be more aware with your training and kind of do shit more concisely and better, just from knowledge sake. You know what I mean? Just all those years of experience of what's going on with your body.
100%. Yeah, it definitely. You know what? I'd say the last 2 years for me has been very up and down with power levels, but I think that has a lot to do with my work and everything I was doing outside of training, like mainly because as soon as I had the time again, I had like the ability like to have a fresh body every training session. Like you said, like the whole tenure thing is I think it is really a big thing. Like you understand your body so much more. Like 2 years ago, like you know this as well, that a dub is a very inconsistent move with me. It always has been. And like I was very uncomfortable putting them in lines for a long time. And then one day it just clicked, and I can't remember when, but I remember one day I did one at the end of the line and there was no pause. And it's like when you finally, I think a big part of it is like, especially if you do lines and stuff, you understand how to eliminate the pauses and the glitches between your steps. And you know, like,
and that is it's hesitation as well, right?
Yeah, like massively. Yeah, like I used to have massive problems with sort of like overthinking stuff and kind of.
You mean you've gotten over your overthinking? Never. Never. Maybe in your parkour.
I overthink it massively, like everything. I used to go into a jump and weigh up the cons, like the consequences first, before I saw that I could definitely get it. So I'd go, well, this is the worst that could happen. Is it a jump that I want to do? You know? And it kept me safe for a long time, but at the same time, like you'd always have these inevitable bails with stuff. There's stuff that I was like 100% comfortable with,
and you just miss your feet or something. Yeah,
and then it's just like it fucks your whole confidence up, and then I think you kind of get into that position of like tenure, like Mark was saying, and I think that definitely you get sort of understanding that like you know that like sometimes it's just unaccountable. You know, there's some situations that you can't avoid injury. Like it's gonna happen. Like, but at the same time, make it easier on yourself. You can like fail easier. You can. Yeah, I don't know. I may be waffling a little bit now, but yeah.
No, but I honestly think it's like, just as you said, like just training, like, you know, with awareness for yourself, awareness for your body. Simply, like the more you do it, and the more you understand the processes, not necessarily the more you do it as in like quantity of training, the longer your period of time and you've been applying yourself for that time, then it makes sense.
You know what's interesting? I remember when I noticed when you stopped being as blocky, like you're never going to stop being blocky. But when Dom, it was like, yeah, Dom, you, the one without the shirt. It was like, it was either 2015 or 2016 AOM submissions.
I
You
thought it was
you the one with the sound effects.
Yeah.
From that, you just you started like linking everything, like you were like bam bam bam. Like
definitely.
yeah, there wasn't like any extra steps and you were poppy and I'm like, "Oh, Dom went to the upper level."
Wasn't that when I stopped working and did full time?
Maybe. I don't know.
2016. I
You
stopped
made the
working in
videos.
20. Yeah, so 20. No, okay. So 2016 was the year after. Like, I completely stopped working. So I kind of stopped in 2015, but it was the first year that I completely had stopped working and was just doing parkour. So yeah, I feel like it's also not just time training, but also then when I had the time and energy to focus on it a bit more, and travel made a fucking huge difference. Having just gone to some overseas jams and trained with kind of some higher level athletes with more expertise who were able to kind of offer insight and knowledge and techniques to me, then I was able to kind of take that back with my own training and put it in.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know if you remember this in particular, but I think maybe it was when 2017 came, and that's when Spin Dom come about.
Yeah, the 360 form. I remember because like Jaden commented the other day and he's like, you and Alfie have like the Penguins 360 form, and I'm like, I learned it from Alfie because
Yeah.
like I used to go like this and I'd be like bent like a little like.
Yeah, I remember Dom like had these weird ones where like you wouldn't know where he would land, and then you come out and you just like do these little over like a fence or something, just like perfect. Yeah,
This too.
that kind of thing. It was amazing.
No, it was great to kind of like that's a huge example of where from traveling, learning that stuff off you and just doing because I could already do it enough to get around and everything. So then when Alfie just kind of corrected like try this, try this, try this, and we just had a session on it where I remember like doing them, and then maybe like a month, 2 months later, he was like, "Bro, you've got the lock." Like when I did one, he was like, "You've got that lock form now," and I was like, "Yay!" But yeah, it's important.
Hand down this, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out. Oh man, yeah.
It's so important to kind of train with other people and learn those things because you can do it all yourself as much as you want, but there's people who
Oh, he died. Anyway, Alfie.
just know shit a little better and get a bit.
No, he's still dead. Alfie, speak up. That's all I gotta say to you. All right, now Dom, say that thing. Say the whole thing again.
Nah.
You cut out the whole time. All right, good.
Nah.
Didn't want to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, it was insight about I don't know. Yeah, that's what it was. I can sum it up in a sentence. Train with other athletes because they will offer insight to shit that you just don't know. There's always shit to be learned from people, even if they're not like this is not the case with yourself. Like when I came in, I feel like we were on a pretty similar level wise, but it's like I train with people who are lower level all the time, and there's shit to offer. Man, I don't consider people lower level to be like less good. It's just like maybe less experienced or maybe this, but everyone has something to give you movement wise.
Yeah, everyone's on a journey in a sense. People are just at different parts.
Yeah.
And sometimes it really takes you to be training with someone that's drilling more basic skills, and I don't mean this in like a very sort of like if you go like for me, even when I go to chain store with Sampa the other day, like I hadn't been swinging on bars properly in years, man, and I've realized why I missed it so much. Do you know what I mean? Like because it's just a different way of moving. Like everything feels so fluid and like nice when you're swinging around. Do you know what I mean? Like because you're not focused on your feet, everything's just moving in this constant up and down wavy motion.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think I would have thought about it or even tried bar stuff if Sampa didn't make me.
Yeah.
Like training with him, and he was like, "Nah, come on, man, just do this. Like, just give this dash a go." But yeah, go on, fuck it, go on, and then end up having my line of that day was like incorporating a lot of swings. Like,
yeah.
For certain, I think training with a different set of eyes is a massive part of like varying your skill set. Like, yeah,
definitely. All right, Jazz, you got any more questioners before I drop out again for an hour?
Yes. My questions to you is, this is from Stephen Collins. He is possibly 13. He can do a double Kong and a palm spin, by the way.
Come on,
Um,
Steve.
uh, my question to you is, how many times have you injured yourself, and how much parkour do you do in a week?
Okay, well, we answered the other one already. He does twice a week, 3 times if he can. I do every day. Jarran does nothing. What about you? How many times have you been injured?
Oh, I think everyone gets like little niggles here and there, you know. But I think I've only ever really had like two long-term injuries that put me out for a substantial period, and I think even those were no longer than sort of maybe 2 to 3 months each. So I'm still very lucky so far. I've never had a very bad injury to date.
Mhm.
Like I'd say that I've luckily like touched wood, never broken anything.
Yeah.
I've cracked my ribs. That was pretty bad. They were very sore for a while. Laughing hurts and sneezing, coughing, anything like that. But I'd say that the worst one was probably when I twisted my back. So I was trying like a turntable on a trampoline. It weren't even really free running related, it was just flip related. So it was like a turntable on the trampoline, and me and Jay were trying to spin it off axis. So we were trying to like pop a flat spin out, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I've come down, and my hip on my left side has landed on the right side of the line of the trampoline, and my left shoulder has gone back because I'm twisting so hard. And it's thrown my right shoulder down, and I think it just threw my hip out.
It's like an unnatural, like projection, like trajectory that you get. Projection? Yeah, that you get from the trampoline.
Yeah.
Like that like extra. Yeah.
I felt my like abdomen warm up instantly. Like I felt my abdomen on the right side get really hot, and I was like, something's not right here. And I like rolled off the fucking trampoline, barely being able to breathe. And I was like, he was like, bro, something's wrong, man. You need to go to hospital. And I was like, I probably should, but just give me a sec. And then literally 30 seconds later, everything's gone. No pain. It was just like the sensation of the warm abdomen was still there, but to breathe again, there was no pain in my back. I was just more worried about why my abs felt the way. Then slept it off a day later, went training probably less than a week later.
Back up.
Not good, but yeah, I wouldn't advise it. I'd say that now, the way I am now, if I get an injury, I'm very quick to go and get it checked up if I know something's wrong.
Yeah, I think it's important to get a professional look at it.
Yeah, I'd advise anyone in this day and age to do the same, because you don't realize what may be a reoccurring injury later on in life. You could have a bad injury, you might heal for 2-3 years, but then one day it might just go again, and you won't ever know. It might just happen.
Yeah, I think this year is probably the only year where I haven't specifically been like, I hurt my wrist and I didn't go to the physio for it, but it's because I've been to the physio for the last 10 years for every injury, and this one was like, I've done this before. I know exactly what I need to do, and like it's back to full use now. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but most of the, like, I would say 99% of the time, especially if you haven't got any experience with like injury yourself, you haven't been like doing it for years, then go and see a professional. I'd say I have like one big injury a year or two big injuries a year. That's pretty much, but they're like big in the sense of like knocks me out for 3 weeks to 8 weeks. Sometimes less. Like the China bail was my big fucking fail, but I only took me out of a week of training, and then I just had to be careful with my wrists.
Yeah, I remember that was still, man, like to this day, that is the most inhuman bail I've ever seen in my life. I think I've seen one other bail, and that was similar to that. Like, it's the only sort of other bail I could put in that category. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Robert Staffing bail.
Can we find it?
Like Robert Staffing. It was under a weird title. So the title of the video was like XCMXRC or something, and he was like a motocross rider, a free runner, and he was making like a showreel like compilation of all of his like attributes. when he actually released it, or not, when he released it, it looked like a really sick video up until 1:30, and he goes to do this sort of one-story Kong from a rail with it's about a two-story drop in the middle, and then he's landing on a roof that's one story below on the other side.
Yeah.
So he slips on the rail. You can see there's a puddly takeoff.
Yeah, I know the one.
And he does a full front rotation and catches his chest and face on the fucking roof and then
Yeah,
falls in the
check home. Boom.
Honestly, man.
It's a
like,
classic one, Jarran. You would have seen it back in the day when we were like, watching videos and shit. He like goes off the roof, push, front, and then hits the other roof. It's really bad.
I'd say that's the only other bail I could put into that category that I've seen personally. Like, I've never seen any. They're the two worst bails I've seen. And I would say that if you compare how you walked out of it, how you fucking walked away in comparison to how he did, you was, I can't even say lucky, man, because it's something, it must have been something you did with your body. Plus, there's some obviously different things to think about in terms of the way he fell and what he fell on, etc. But like, I think that some people are just made of like denser materials. You managed to walk away with a black eye and a broken wrist, and this guy, I think he had to take a long time out. I don't remember the exact injuries, but he had to take a long time out, man. I don't know if he ever came back or what. I never saw a video of him again.
Nope, thumbs out.
He's gone.
Yeah, I just thought he was listening intently. No, he wasn't. So there was the guy at Matera. Did you hear about that?
No.
So basically, there was one guy in Matera, and there was this big gap, and all like the high level dudes were hitting the gap, and this was one of, you know how AOM you get the lower level guys, and this guy just kind of goes for it and bounces it to like 3 stories like down. It was like, yeah, it was, when it happened, it was that kind of thing where everyone was like, hey, guess what just happened? Yeah.
How was he? What happened? Like, did he end up with any serious injuries or?
No, he didn't. It wasn't that bad, I don't think. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people got taken away in ambulances in Matera. Like, a few. Not a lot, but a few. Like, definitely. The really interesting one was Tidorenko, who someone has just pointed out here. The fact that, like, he screwed himself up on the qualifiers at Matera.
What did he do again?
I don't know. He did, like, trick to his face.
Oh, I do remember. Was that the Congainer?
Maybe.
Or was that air whip? I think that might have been air. Oh man. Yeah, no, I don't actually remember.
I think it was something really small, but it just like, he was just like done. And that.
Should we get up? Can you get up?
Oh, maybe.
I kind of want to see it now. Just see if. Like,
you know what? I actually think that possibly there was never any footage of it. It happened so
Oh.
It happened so fast, and it happened like in the like in the side of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was interesting. All right, hold on. Oh. What? So Dom was doing the... Oh, no, right. Dom must tether his internet off the phone. And so basically, that's why he is out of here at the moment. All right. Stora has a little scene of it, apparently. All right.
Sick.
What? All right, so we have to go to Stora. Oh, great story about Stora in Matera. Joe Scandrett like takes us on this wild, like, this is Italy, so there's just wild paths everywhere. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go see Hendo and Star and that kind of thing. We're gonna meet him up for dinner, like this place. I think we walked for about like half an hour, 40 minutes. and it was an interesting time. Yeah,
What
that took
happened?
ages. Oh, basically everyone started yelling at each other, and then we got there and had dinner. It was
Fair
more the
enough.
fact that Joe Scandrett led us on a wild goose chase.
Wild goose chase, Joe.
Yeah. All right. So this is what happening. Dom's not coming back, so we're gonna wrap up here.
No worries. No worries.
Yep. Apparently his phone is offline for the long haul. Blah 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 blah. But it has been fun. And Mr. Alfie Green, thank you so much for being on the
Missed you too,
podcast.
bro.
This has
Yeah,
been
that's all right. Anytime.
This has been amazing. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. I don't know if Joe Scandrett's going to be here, but it will be the last for the year, which will be amazing. So, yes, signing off. Thank you very much.
Bye.